The way through this problem involves two things. For one thing, it's helpful to draw the triangle, and this one is ABC. Okay, I'm going to draw this weird triangle right here. So, and it says AC is longer than AB. So I'll just call this AC and this one AB. That satisfies the statement at the beginning. AC is longer than AB. Now, the second thing, once you've drawn a triangle to help you through it, is remembering this pro tip right here. Big angles make big sides. And here's what I mean by that. See this angle right here? That's big. And so is this side right here. That's big. Whereas this angle over here is not big. And it makes a side over here that is not big. So this is going to be true for all triangles. Right triangles, acute triangles, obliques, it doesn't matter. Let's see what we want here. We want to know which one of the following statements is true. The measure of C must be less than the measure of B. Well, first of all, let me get rid of the distracting parts of this triangle and only put in the pieces that I know from what it told me. Okay, it told me that AC is longer than AB. So it told me this is big and this is small. Meaning the only thing I know about this triangle, I don't know anything about BC, right? BC could be long or short. The only thing I do know about this triangle, though, is that this angle right here is big, not necessarily the biggest, and that this angle right here is small, but not necessarily the smallest. So the measure of C must be less than the measure of B? Yeah, that's true. That is definitely a true statement. Let's go through the rest of these just for a moment, because who knows, maybe I'm oversimplifying. The measure of A cannot be greater than the sum of C and B. The measure of A cannot be greater than the sum of C and B. I think A could be greater than those two, because we don't know anything about A. A is just a question mark. So I can't say for sure whether this statement must be true. The measure of A cannot be less than the sum of the measures of C and B. Again, I don't know anything about A. Okay, so it's asking me questions about things I have no idea what they are. The measure of C must be greater than the measure of B. Well, that's actually demonstrably false. That's always false. Because I know that C is a small angle and B is a big one compared to each other because of their sides, the sides that are set up right here at the beginning. So that statement is just false. And then none of the statements above can be made without more information. You know, sometimes something like this is true. It's like a little trick question. But in this case, I think we are good on answering with that first statement right there. The measure of C must be less than the measure of B because the side corresponding is small compared to a big side.